Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another recording of Star Wars The Complete Saga. Episode 1, Part 2. Let's jump into it. The Invasion of Naboo. So we'll read this, or read along as this goes, so we get most of the story is being laid out here and through the actions of what you do in the game. Full-scale attack on Naboo. Let's make a contact with local forces before it's too late. So for a level called Invasion of Naboo, this might actually be one of the flying around levels. Some of the levels you're flying around in space, some of the levels you're flying around in on a planet. But actually, I don't think this is. Nope. So that's more's the better for me. So this is one of these cinematic levels that would be cool. It's cool to go through, but there's a lot of stuff going on here that doesn't really matter. I would need a blaster character to shoot this target. Like, you can't just jump up and hit this and that would activate that. You need a bounty hunter, basically. So groups of these droids are going to be attacking you, but large portions of these people are actually just going to ignore you. So here's actually a collectible. If I found like 3 of these hidden around, I think it probably would give me a mini kit, but again, I think for the story modes, we're just going to mostly kind of run through them. Episodes may get very short. When I looked at the first episode and just how much time was spent introducing concepts, but I imagine we could do each level in like 15 minutes sometimes, depending on the level. And I'm using my force ability to blow up this gas tank. This game also has like power-ups, and I think that's pretty much the only LEGO game that sticks with that concept. Every LEGO game tries to add something new and take something, and usually take something that didn't work as well out. So I don't think the power-up concept is really needed in this game, since you're pretty much immortal anyways, and being slightly stronger doesn't help. So theoretically, if they hadn't run into this guy, they potentially a whole lot of trouble wouldn't have been had. Of course, that might not actually be the famous character of that species. That might just be... No, that's Jar Jar Binks. So, theoretically, if I just took my laser sword right here and did this, all is saved. The universe is saved. Apparently, being super psychic is not an ability that Jedis have. So, found another thing. You know who is a great jumper though? All kidding aside, Jar Jar Binks is a great jumper. And if you need something that's high up, Jar Jar Binks is your man. Here's a picture of him that you destroy to make a bridge. We'll jump into that large selection of studs. So they're gonna force you to play as Jar Jar here. When he jumps up on here, it sets that. And then when that's clear, I can make a platform. And then he can jump up here. And he can jump up here. And only bounty hunters can access that area. So if you need a bounty hunter, I think the first bounty hunter you're going to run into is either Boba Fett or Boba Fett's father, if that is actually a character, and that's going to be quite a while. When you start having 3 characters following you, it can be a little bit difficult to get to the right character. You will sometimes end up hitting the Y button one too many times, one time more than you expected. There we go. The Force works on Jar Jar, but it just confuses him. It doesn't shut him down or throw him against the wall like it does robots. Get that mini kit. We might as well get the ones you can get now, because that will just help eliminate some of the confusion that the screen will become once you have all the detectors on. It can get very messy on the screen when you have 12 different arrows pointing in different directions for all the collectibles. So if you can get as many as you can in the first run through, that's fine and helpful. But don't ever expect that you're going to get all 10 in a level on in-store mode. That's just not going to happen. Here's another little crawl space. This is a little muddy area, which I believe... Oh, I died. And I dropped 4 blue studs. Like, if you get in the water, you will die, but it has to be a higher water than that. And if you fall off the edge, you will die. A little bit of a fog there. I didn't quite see that. And here we have the power-up again. Power-up just kind of makes you stronger. Your force power will work faster. Effectively, in other non-Star Wars games, most of the creatures have some sort of force powers because they can all build things with the Legos, and it just becomes an unquestioned thing. Here we have a silver studded item that can only be blown up by a thermal detonator, which again Boba Fett and bounty hunters have those. So there's a whole section right there that we can't reach. Let's see, I think... Yes, this is just a mini kit. And some more studs. Some studs will stay there forever if they were there originally, but some studs that are created, all studs that are created eventually disappear. It's kind of weird. There we go. So here we have a little puzzle. The problem here is that while you're trying to do this puzzle, people are going to be shooting at you. So a lot of mini-kits are actually not visible until you've completed whatever thing you're supposed to complete. And there's another group. just every few seconds a new group will come. Here's some more plants we could get studs from. You will eventually get a stud magnet where these things just come to you. And that and the duplicators are red power breaks that become absolutely essential to trying to manage your time on a game like this. Because Lego games can be very long games. They're very good for kids, where you only want to give them one game every 6 months or so, or less, because then they can play this game over and over again trying to get all the collectibles. You can easily spend a couple hundred hours if you're not sure what you're doing and just playing randomly. And then there's always the opportunity to delete your game and start another save game and start over from scratch, which can give you more hours. Although I wouldn't recommend anybody really do that if you can afford any other games. And oddly enough, this is, I guess, where the story ends, because this is where the game ends. You just go underwater. When I first saw this scene, this pretty much proved to me I've never actually watched the episode 1 movie. Because I think I would have remembered this. They're applying for help. They said no, he used the Jedi mind trick and got a ship to escape. So, level complete, free play unlocked. And we've unlocked Jar Jar Binks, who is going to be one of those class of characters that you really are going to end up using until you get some other character that can jump and do something else. There actually is a character creator, I believe, somewhere in the cantina. Let's go see if we can find it. Because there's a way you can make your own custom characters, play it in free play, and then it might have multiple items that you need to get collectibles. So here, when you go the second time, you see all the things that you need to collect. And it is a lot. It is totally a lot. So let's see if I can find the character creator. I think it is over here? Yes. So there's ways you could edit this guy and give them like a blaster and potentially, I think the weapon is the main thing you can give them. I think one of them has grappling hooks, and yeah, there just might be a way to get that. That's pretty funny, the hat is just floating above here. And usually you can figure out some combination here that will create a character that has multiple abilities that are going to be more useful to you. It's a pretty good system. Create your own minifig type thing. Unfortunately, none of it actually ever turns out very good looking. Even if you sat here and worked really hard on your character and matched things up, it's not going to really be anything that special or that unique, which is kind of true for minifigs in general, is that they're all kind of the same. There's some funny things you can do, but not a lot. So we've not been going very long. Let's go here and like. So this is the standard Lego building thing that any Lego character can do, and it's almost exactly the same as the Force but slightly different. And all that did was build this poster. When we go into a level and walk out, it will be broken again, but it will stay together for now. If you were really hard up on studs, you can do several things in this areas to get more studs in between each level, but it's really not necessary. Once you get the multipliers, you can get everything you need. So I don't want to go and do this again yet, because free play would not really get it. But I think what we can do is we could catch up on the challenge mode. Free play isn't going to help you much until we've unlocked more classes of characters. So like when you click free play here, you see all of these question marks. There's really not a lot of reason to play. And down here are your Stranger 1, Stranger 2, which is your custom characters. Not a real reason to do that. Actually, a lot of these characters that are unlockable, pretty much this second half are all unlockable characters, get in the way when you play free play, because sometimes they'll just pick random characters of specific classes, and it becomes harder for people to realize, oh, that character is a bounty hunter, so he has these abilities, or that character is a Jedi. So it's actually useful to not buy any of the characters until the very end of the game. And unless you really have like love for those characters, which I don't think you will, because the characters that are really popular are going to be the ones that automatically unlock in the top half. Just don't buy those, and then you'll have less of a selection to have to memorize. But right now, with only 4 types of characters, 2 of which are Jedis, they're exactly the same. One is a C-3PO style droid, and one is Jar Jar Binks. You don't have enough that free play would actually be useful. But I think we can probably do challenge mode. In fact, I think you can probably do challenge mode as Jar Jar. Unfortunately, to select Jar Jar, since it's a 2-player game, you can't have 2 Jar Jars, so I had to come back here and change to Jar Jar. We're just gonna do this, and that's gonna be it. So, what does it say in challenge mode? I think it's gonna say the same intro. I don't think it's gonna say anything different. But I do want to show off what challenge mode is. I think we can do them in the same episodes. Right now we've only been going 18 minutes. Yeah. So I think we will skip these things, however, in future. Challenge mode in particular is about getting through fast, so it's not really conducive to sit here and watch cutscenes. Alright, so challenge mode is to get the 10 blue items. Here's one, and I'm gonna speed up here. Since Jar Jar can jump, obviously we want him to jump. He can't, unfortunately, jump over that, but he can change to his other character. Now I think this will still count if I get only a few of these and miss them. That's actually an interesting thought. This level in particular is going to give more challenge to challenge mode, because I can't sit here and use my force powers if people are firing at me. Well, I missed that power up. You can use the right stick to change your view. So we know there were 3 areas in this game, in this level. 3 pretty much means that there will be 3 collectibles in each one. There's your double jump attack you can do. Again, your partner will do some things, but if you just stand there and assume he's going to use his force powers, you might be sorely mistaken. Nothing up there to collect. So this is counting down, but we have actually an incredible large amount of time. Come on, Jar Jar. Get it. Get in there. So 6 now. Oh, actually there was 4 sections, wasn't there? So we may just get 2 in this area, and that may be it. I don't think any of them are going to be hidden, but they might be. And if they are hidden, then we're still kind of messed up. Because then I can't, without a bounty hunter, I can't get behind that area. The force push here pushes the droids in front of each other. So I want to walk right in front of this whole area just to make sure there's nothing hidden here. They do have a tendency to hide things in front of a scene. Sometimes, obviously they didn't do it that time. I think we get a number of studs based on how fast we can do these levels. That'd make sense. So we've got 8, and there's one more section that seems to make a lot of sense. So that's 9. So now the question is, where's number 10? Is it up here in a high location? No. Is it down here? Ooh, and that's the problem. We know the level ends here, and we've missed one. Again, having a red brick that would point out where all these collectibles were, very helpful. And if they get you, it's not like you can be halfway from finishing the puzzle. You have to get all of it done. My only hope is this will reveal it. That it is actually on top of this, and I just can't see it. Nope. So now it's time to run backwards. We have 14 minutes. That is not the problem. The problem is, where is the item? Is it back there? if it is back there, we're messed up. We can't get there. And then the challenge modes themselves are pointless to attempt. Also, if that's the case. Still have 13 minutes. So we can look everywhere and just see if there's perhaps some section that we missed. If it's back here, again, we can't reach that location. Rather frustrating if there actually is one that's just hidden. Hidden where you can't actually reach it, and you end up having to do every challenge mode a couple times. Is it down this hole? Nope. There is a hole here. But no collectible there. Could it be in any of these plants? Yes, in theory, yes it could. It will take forever, however, to try that. Is it in this tree because you can blow up this tree after the fact? We came over here so quickly. And we looked over on this side. Did we miss it? Something on the other side. This really is a game that I would feel no shame in playing with a walkthrough. There are some just confusing sections. There are definitely parts that just don't seem like they are as apparent or as obvious. There's hidden sections. So we're down to 10 minutes and we're seeming like we're gonna fail. The only thing I can do here is pull every single flower. Well, there's a difference between the daisies and the yellow plants and the green ones, it seems. Seems like there's a higher rate of something actually being hidden under the green ones. So I assume it's just hidden in some section I can't reach. The only thing I could think is maybe it was down there. See, we're getting all those little parts. You can kill those guys in the speed races, I believe. So every single flower is pointless. But we already did that, and that was nothing. It has to be. Unless there's some area looking both up and down. It has to be that the last one is hidden in a section we cannot reach, which stinks. Totally stinks that you would be able to get 9 out of the 10 collectibles and yet not get the 10th. But we have played this as thoroughly as you could possibly play a level. At least that feels like that to me. So we've seen multiple sections where a bounty hunter would be able to, let's see, nothing with those plants. It's not hidden behind any of these trees, is it? That would be a real nasty thing to do. Particularly if it was hidden behind a tree and you had to jump, that would be really nasty. Almost impossible to find type collectible. There might be a couple places where that is the case though. Well, up here. And I don't see anything. Nope. So we got 6 minutes left. There's all kinds of plants. But I seriously doubt plants are gonna be it. I could try and build the statue upside down, but what would be the right configuration? If I tried to do something like this, and then this, that doesn't really help anything. And there's potentially 9 different combinations you could go about doing that with. And there's nothing more here. As soon as we hit the water, we're gonna be done. So yeah, this went from feeling like, oh, it's gonna be super easy, but you can't get them all, can you? You didn't collect all 10 canisters, which means that we failed just completely. So right now, as it stands, episodes just have to be short. They're just gonna have to be short from now on, because we can't go do the challenges because we don't have enough characters out unlocked, and we can't really do anything until we have the enough characters left. There are some red bricks somewhere, but we probably couldn't reach them or find them. I very well may have to start looking at a walkthrough just so I don't waste too much time. So that was Invasion of Naboo. Next time we're gonna cover Escape from Naboo. And with that, that's going to be the end of this episode. Seems like we'll go about 20 minutes each episode going forward. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it and make a donation. And if you want a friend to follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.